and a huge welcome. My name is Susan Yates and I'm an artist, an author and host of the Inspire Sketching membership. But today I want to talk to you about project sketchbooks. And what I mean by this are sketchbooks that you use for a set purpose or a set project. Now I have plenty of sketchbooks within my studio, within my home, within my bags, my pockets. In fact, I have sketchbooks coming out of my ears. I eat them for breakfast. And I have sketchbooks for all sorts of purposes. They fill different needs. And so what I want to explain is how I've used this little sketchbook here to complete a project and how it really helps me to continue sketching every day and on a regular basis and to complete a project and really get stuck into something and explore it to its fullest. So I'll join you in my sketchbook in just a moment. Hello and welcome to this sketchbook, which isn't in fact my nature diary, but a sketchbook that I used for a set project, and that was to create a range of mini glass house drawings. Now initially I did these little drawings as an example of a project from a course that I created called Tiny Moments, which is all about giving yourself small projects that you can create in little pockets of time throughout your day. So the idea is to create something like this. You need minimal materials, so it's just one single pen. I've just got a fountain pen that I used for every single drawing, and a small pocket sketchbook. This is approximately postcard size, so you can see it's very small. It's my size of my hand. And all you need is 5-10 minutes a day to do it. And the aim of a project like this is to make it easy to start sketching, but also importantly, easy to continue sketching. And so I taught this project as here's how to draw this particular thing. Here's how to draw a little glass house with a few little tropical plants in it. And I did the teaching, I did a few of these, put the sketchbook away. And then I thought, do you know what? This makes a great project for me personally. And so what I did was I continued on to draw more bottles, more pots, more glass houses, and more cactus and tropical plants inspired by plants that I've seen at various gardens, my own house plants, and just kind of Googling online for different types of, I suppose, house plants, tropical plants, ones that like being in a glass house environment. And plants and nature is something that I am personally incredibly interested in. So I would say if you're setting yourself a project, so something to do on a daily or regular basis, pick something that interests you. It obviously doesn't have to be plants. For you, it might be pets, it might be faces, it might be landscapes, it might be your art materials or items within your home. It almost doesn't matter what the subject is, but what I would say is pick a subject. And in this case, I created myself a container and I just drew a particular shape on the page, and I actually did about 4 or 5 of them, and then I would come back each day, and this wasn't even every day. Sometimes I did 2 or 3 in a day, sometimes I didn't do any for a day, sometimes I'd do a little row of 3 or 4 days in a row, and then maybe for a week or so I didn't do any drawings, but I would come back to it and I'd leave this out on my table. So it's really easy to come back to this because I know that all I'm drawing in here are little glass houses using a single pen. And sometimes I repeat flowers, and I think that's a really nice thing. I would have a couple of flowers or shapes that I'd come back to again and again, little cactuses that came back. That flower there, that leaf shape is here. And you can see I started this in, I think this was in July, still in July here, working through the dates. And I continued on, and there's about 40 pages within this particular sketchbook. I just drew on one side of the page, one single glass house with all different styles. And the thing that I think is really helpful with something like this is having, not rules, but having a framework helps you with creativity. Because I knew I could only use this pen, this sketchbook, and draw one single shape and then put plants in it. I didn't have to think too much, so it took me away from using my logical brain, my analytical brain, and just got me into my creative brain. So it's like, well, how can I fit different plants in? It's almost like a little logic problem. And I always like to have one taller plant running up the side and then fill the space with other little plants. So really simple doodles or drawings that fitted into little pockets of my day, little 5 minutes and 10 minutes within the day. And this continues on all throughout November. And I think I finished this, I finish it in December. I wanted to finish this one by the end of the year, so you can see the 31st of December is when I finished the last few drawings in this sketchbook. And so this is a great example of a project sketchbook, or a sketchbook with a single purpose that can be done in simply 5 minutes within your day. So I really hoped you enjoyed a tour through my little project sketchbook of mini glass houses. And if you want to have full instructions for how I approach this and how I draw this, then do have a look at my online course, Tiny Moments, which teaches in one of its modules, in one of the tutorials, this method for this specific drawing technique, which is one that I love doing, and I'm going to have to think of a new project for myself to work on. Now, what I would highly recommend that you do from this video is think of your own project. Find a small sketchbook that you can carry around with you. Pick a simple tool that you can bring with your sketchbook, and then pick one subject matter and a type of drawing you can complete in 5 minutes. And that will give you a wonderful project to fit into just 5 minutes in your day. So I hope you found this interesting. Please pop a comment if you enjoyed having a look through this sketchbook, and do go and have a look at my online course, Tiny Moments, which is also included as part of my Inspire Sketching membership. Happy sketching, everyone!
Mm-hmm.